I could sing the whole day long, it's not enough.
Hey fam, what's up, what's up, what's up? This is Robert Anton here, robertantonnyc.com, coming to you with another So You Want to Be a Singer? Why you want to do that? Oh yeah, I am coming to you once again. I'm fresh out of the shower. I have to get out of here for a gig in about half an hour, but I thought about something and I wanted to quickly sit down and talk about it. Yeah, the benefits of warming up daily, doing your daily vocal warm-up. And what brought this up was about a week or two ago, I worked with a female singer who I work with and I love. She has a great voice, but she was sick and she had not bothered to work, to do a vocal warm-up that morning. And I was like, why would you do that? I mean, you're just gonna get here and you're gonna be cold and you're gonna start singing the way we sing, because sometimes we hit it and like she has to jump right into like Lady Gaga or Katy Perry. That could seriously damage her voice without doing a vocal warm-up. So I was advising her, to do a warm-up before we started, like maybe about 10-15 minutes before we started. She started doing a little vocal warm-up and everything and did feel a little better. But what are the benefits of doing a daily vocal warm-up? As a singer-performer or someone aspiring to be, you really should be trying to warm your voice up daily. And it does many things. I think I've said it before in other videos. When you warm up in the morning, you find out where your voice is. If you're not feeling well, you know that maybe you're not getting those certain notes today. Sometimes you feel wonderful and you've got all this extra stuff that you can do on top. Don't overdo it, but you know that you have that to use. Especially on a performance day, you should always warm up. And then just so that you know where your voice is. Also, you do the warm-ups in order to get muscle memory. So your muscles will start to remember the feeling of what's going on and how you hit this note and how you do this and how you do that, so that you don't always have to think every second moment when you're doing something, oh, I need to do this in falsetto, oh, I need to try to get this in head voice. Your body starts to know those things. It really does, so that when you move, when you sing something here, it doesn't, you don't have to worry about where I gotta place it. When you're up here, you don't have to worry what the placement is. Now, there are certain songs that you work on and you have to decide how you're gonna do them and where you're gonna, how you're gonna try and rehearse them over and over again till you get them in your voice well, but that's a whole different story. Maybe I'll talk about that another time if you're interested. Also, doing vocal warm-ups will help you with your ear. Because as you do your scales every day, your voice gets, your body and your ear gets used to hearing these scales. So you see how I don't have to hum every time I'm going up the half step, because I can hear it. I can hear it because I've heard the piano so much go boom, so I naturally hear it right away. This is something that you get used to over time, and sometimes it takes months, sometimes it takes years, but you do get used to it. And you should try to do it every day, almost every day, if not every single day. And there are ways to go about it. What I used to do when I was in voice class often is I would record my vocal lessons. And that way, when I decided to warm up, I could just go to the vocal lesson and I could be doing my warm-ups while also listening to what the teacher has told me that I need to be working on. The more I listen, the better I got at solidifying that certain thing, so that the next time we wouldn't have to go back over it. I would basically know it. It would be internalized. It would be up here and here and here, so that we can move on to the next thing. And now a lot of times what I do is, if I'm in really good voice one day, I might actually record the vocal warm-ups that I'm doing, so that I know I do these when I'm in a good voice. If I'm really in a bad voice, not feeling well, I'll record that, so that I know the next time I'm in that, I don't have to concentrate, I don't have to worry about it. I can just listen and sing along with the tape. And generally, when I am doing my warm-ups nowadays, I'm doing something else, so that my mind isn't focusing on what my vocal is doing, unless I have to stop and tweak something or listen very carefully for something that's going on. I'm doing laundry, folding my laundry, I'm cutting up fruit to put into the juicer, I'm washing dishes, I'm sweeping the floors, I'm doing whatever I can to take my mind off of here. And especially when I'm not feeling well, I'm taking my mind off what's going on here, so that I'm just lightly singing along with the warm-up, and I am working all of this and all of my range. Also, I pick up a few DVDs where if I like somebody and I know they do certain type of warm-up that I don't normally do, I'll pick that up and I'll start working with that every now and then, just to you know, switch things up here and there, and also sometimes to put some things that they do that I really like, that seems to really be working for my voice and my range, into my regular workup. So that I'm pulling things and putting things in as it's working and not working. You know, one thing I know, when I have a whole lot of phlegm, I do ha 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 ha, because that phlegm starts coming up. I mean, you be like ha ha, and end up, you know, it really starts working. It's that glottal stuff is starting to push it up, and you can spit it out. That's just one kind of example for me personally. But you find out how these things work as you do your warm-ups, and if you do them regularly, you're more likely to hear stuff and to see stuff. And when you go into your vocal lessons, if you do have vocal lessons with the teacher, they will notice, wow, you're moving along pretty quickly here. I mean, you know, we can move on to so-and-so. So I think you've mastered that because you have been listening to it for the last 2 weeks if you haven't had a lesson, or even a month if you haven't had a lesson in a month. You've been listening to your warm-up, working with it, and while you're listening, they're also talking during your warm-up. You know, during your vocal teacher's talking and stuff during your warm-up, and your tape just stops. And you hear them talking, oh, you know, when you do this, da da da. So you might work on it 10, 15 times before you go back. Naturally, it's going to start to internalize better than if you just hear it that once. So my first thing is always record your vocal lessons. Pick up some other tapes, you know, some tapes or whatever. And there are warm-ups here on YouTube that you can go to and start working with some of those warm-ups. Save them into a playlist or whatever, download them, and you can work with them. There are people selling DVDs of their warm-ups. You can buy 1 or 2 and work out with them. Do it every day if you can. If not every day, at least a few times a week. And definitely always, always, always before a gig. My best advice is do it early. Because, you know, when before a gig, you're trying to work on the music, you're trying to make sure that things are right, you're singing through things over and over and over again. You should have warmed up your voice before you started singing through your music so that you don't hurt it. Someone who is an athlete or something, they don't start stretching until they actually warm up their body. You know, they don't start running until they have actually done a little workout to warm up the muscles, because you don't want to pull it. This is a muscle. You do not want to hurt it, especially if you are making a living out of it. Okay, this is Robert Anton, robertantonnyc.com. I don't know if this has been helpful. I don't know if it's been ranty. If you have any other questions, please do ask, pop them down in the comment section. Also, I may be doing some more videos very soon on So You Want to Be a Singer. So if you want to ask some questions, pop them down in the comment section. Let me know what they are, and I'll try to get around to those questions. Or if I've already made a video about that, I will direct you to that video. All right, I'm out. Peace.
I could sing the whole day long, it's not enough.